Hiya, and thank you so much for taking the time to actually watch my video. This video is going to be of help to you if you've got any sort of addictions. I'm going to talk about what obviously addictions are, and also about how I go about trying to improve my life by perhaps trying to wean myself off of certain things which I know I do too much of. Now, first of all, when we talk about addictions, there's all different sorts of addictions. You've got the obvious ones, which people talk about, i.e., smoking, drinking, and obviously taking drugs. This video, because I don't actually I don't smoke and I don't actually drink much either, and I don't take any drugs. I'm not really qualified, if you like, to talk about those sort of addictions. I'm talking more about in this video, if you like, about some addictions which I think people don't always think of them as addictions. Namely, what they do with the rest of their day, what they're spending their time on during the day. Um, Loads of people now. I've got obviously my own children, and like you watch what they seem to do and what they seem to use their day for, and they seem to be wasting. People seem to be wasting so much time now with which are what I call soft addictions, i.e., spending loads of time on social media, spending loads of time watching the TV. They just seem to be spending so much of their time wasting their time on things which they're not. It's not making them grow in any way. You know, my if you see my other videos, you'll know that I'm big into personal development and I'm trying to improve my situation, my financial situation. I'm trying to improve my, relationship. I'm trying to improve my, everything in my life. And unfortunately, these addictions, you could call them, they're not really harmful, but in some ways they are because they're taking your attention away from the things which you need to be doing if you are to improve. I don't know why you're watching this video, what your addiction is, whether it might be that you're eating too much, it might be that it could be anything. I mean, watching pornography, watching loads of telly, all these things, they're all taking your mind. All they're doing is distracting your mind, and they're releasing what I call a short-term mental gain, if you like. It's like a drug, like watching telly. Whatever all these are doing, it's giving you instant gratification, but it's going to give you long-term pain. You're not gonna be able to feel better on a constant level, which is what most people, me included, is best to aim for. Yeah, when I talk about me, what I do, what is my problem, if you like, at the moment, and I know is food. I know that I've got to try and lose a bit of weight. I'm not massive, but I know that is something where I've got to try and look to train myself to do better at, to obviously eat more sensibly. Yeah. So this video really is aimed at you, if you like, being truthful with yourself. You need to write down, if there's 24 hours in a day. We sleep for 8 of them, and we usually go to work for 8 of them. And if you want to improve, you need to look to that other 8 hours and see how you're using them. If you're spending 8 hours sat in front of a TV, right, then that's not going to do you no good long term. Yeah, if you're sitting there just watching telly, or you're sitting there surfing social media, or you're doing things which are harmful to your body, taking drugs or whatever else it is you're doing, you know that if you want to get better, you've got to move away from these areas. Now, I know with me, even though I like, if you like, I like a lot of people, they like their food, yeah. Let's start with food. Well, let's start looking at ways we can cut back. Let's start perhaps disciplining ourselves a bit more with what we eat. Perhaps still eat what you eat, but just eat lesser portions. If you smoke, Again, I don't smoke, but if you're a smoker, my daughter started smoking, and I said to her, "You haven't got to stop smoking, Bub." I said, "Just look at what you're smoking and just try and reduce it." Same with TV. TV is what I call a soft uh, addiction, if you like. And many people would say, "Well, watching TV don't hurt you," but it's how you look at that. It hurts you if you look at, if you look at what you could be doing when you're not watching telly. I do a lot of personal development. I do a lot of, watching videos about how to do things, trying to learn I can help improve my business. Yeah. Well, if you're sat watching 4 hours of telly at night, what could you be doing for that 4 hours that would help your mind and help your business? What could you be doing, to help your relationship? If you're, because you've got to just look at your life as a whole, and don't think that I've got all the answers, because I know I haven't. I really genuinely know I haven't got all the answers. Partly the reason why I got into personal development and why I'm choosing it, if you like, to try and build my own channel over personal development, is because I honestly believe it's such a worthwhile thing to be involved with. And that's why if you are, if you're looking for, direction, if you're looking to get off of, any addiction, you need to start planning your life and planning your day and looking where you're spending your day. I know. Like me today, I've got a day off today. I've been at work all weekend. I've had quite a stressful weekend, and I thought today, right, I'm going to sit and do some of my YouTube. I'm going to sit and do some work, some computer work. I have to get leads for businesses, and I'm looking for people, obviously online, that I can help to actually get business leads for. So I'm going to do some work in that direction. And then later on tonight, I know I will watch a bit of TV. But I could today, if I wanted to, spend all day watching telly. I haven't got anyone telling me what to do today. But I know that if I do that, I'm not going to achieve what it is I want to achieve in the long term. And that is um, generating leads for more businesses, earning more money for me and my family. Yeah. Creating a better life for me and my family. So this is why I do what I do. And this is what you've got to do. Anything in your life, anything in your day which you know is distracting, anything that you do in your day which you know is harmful to you, then you've got to try and, I'd be foolish to say to you, you've got to stop it, because depending on what your addiction is, most things, the very term addiction is that it's difficult to stop doing. And no one's telling you to stop, but try and lessen it every day. If you're spending 2 or 3 hours a day, you hear about some of these, and I'm not having a go at, because obviously all different people doing it, but you might be sitting there, 2 or 3 hours a day on Facebook. Keep looking at what other people are doing on Facebook. Oh, this person's doing that, and she said that about that. You've got to look at the time you're spending on Facebook. Don't get us wrong, I go on Facebook, but I don't sit on there for 3 hours a day. I use Facebook to obviously sometimes keep in touch with my family, but I also use it as a way of using it in business. Yeah, because you've got to look. There's more to life than just sitting aimlessly wasting your time on social media. Start putting that time that you're using on social media. Start using that time for personal development. What is it in life you want to do? What do you want to strive to succeed? Do you know what I mean? Do you want to learn how to do something? Sit and learn how to do it. Do an educational course. Go and learn and do an ebook. Start watching more videos on YouTube on how to do things. Because this is what you need to do if you're going to improve. And the only way you're ever going to reduce and beat any addiction, I'm not so much talking about addiction to drugs or smoking or drinking even, in fact, but I'm on about the softer addictions like TV, social media, is to replace it with something more worthwhile. You need to, start perhaps spending less time each day doing social media and perhaps more time thinking of, right, I'm going to do something that's educational. Start improving yourself. Because the only way we are going to get on in life, it's something which I knew this years ago, but it's something which really you need to take on board if you are, especially if you're the breadwinner in your house, if you're the person that earns the money in your house or the main source of income in your house, you need to be honest with yourself and say to yourself that your situation ain't ever going to change unless you make it change. You need to make it change. You need to start putting things in action today to make your situation better. Yeah, so start thinking, what can you do? What can you do? What can you do? How can you start, how, excuse my answer phone. How can you start making your situation better today? What can you do? What can you start reducing? What addictions that, things that you're wasting your time on? How can you start transferring that time spent watching TV on social media? How can you start using that time for betterment, to make yourself better, to make yourself feel better, to make yourself more financially in a better financial situation, and how to start training your mind to start looking for ways to do better, because no one is going to pick you up and say to you, right, this is what you've got to do. You've got to do it yourself. You've got to do it yourself. No one is going to make you do it. If you're on £500 a week or you're on £300 a week and you're working in a factory and you know you're on low wages and you know you want more, well, you need to, at night, when you're sitting there watching 3 or 4 hours of Netflix, you need to start looking at ways of earning more money. Yeah? Because that's going to possibly earn you money in the future. Yeah, sitting there watching 3 or 4 hours of TV, watching all these crap soaps, that ain't going to do anything for your life. Yeah, learning how to perhaps work from home, looking for a home-based business that's perhaps going to earn you more money, looking for something that you can start on the side, looking at ways of perhaps doing learning to start doing something that you can sell online. It might be that you're a typist, or that you can write, or it might be that you have a skill which you can sell. This is what you've got to start doing with your spare time. Still make time for those little addictions that you like. I will tonight, 9 o'clock tonight, 10 o'clock tonight. I shall put the telly on and I shall sit there watching me telly. I was sitting there last night watching the Musketeers on Netflix. You still got to make time to do the things you enjoy, but you've got to discipline yourself to do the things in your life which you know will make your life better long term. Bit of exercise, eat sensibly, yeah. Look to how you can improve your education. Yeah, what can you do to obviously improve your business? Can you start another business? This is how you got to start thinking if you are to achieve big. Yeah, it's no good moaning if you ain't got no money. And I'm not being nasty. I hope if you are in a situation where you haven't got a lot of money, but I'm just trying to, if you like, you need to say to yourself, it ain't going to change. Your life ain't going to change unless you win the lottery, right? Or unless some long lost relative all of a sudden puts £100,000 in your account, which in my case, it ain't going to happen. You have to make it happen for yourself. So start reducing your addictions, reducing time being spent on these things which you know ain't helping you. I don't say stop doing them, reduce them, yeah, and start doing things in your day. Start using your time more wisely, because you can never bring back time, yeah. You can earn more money, yeah, but you will never, ever, ever be able to bring back time. Yeah, so every minute of every day, you should be spending it wisely, and the 3 or 4 hours, or 2 or 3 hours of enjoyment, use that for recreation. That's fun time. But remember that work, earning money, work, that needs to be a priority, because that will bring you a better life in the future. And then it ain't just going to come to you. Yeah, I've been at work all weekend. Well, I've had a really hard weekend. But I know I had to do that because so as I've got what I've got. You ain't gonna get them. You ain't gonna get the money raining down on you. You ain't gonna get success. You're not gonna feel good about yourself, and you're not gonna get all this mental reward and feeling good about what you've achieved, unless you set goals to achieve it. And unfortunately, all this social media lark and wasting loads and loads of time on addictions, on things which are no good for you, all that's going to do is hold you back. It's going to give you short-term gain, but over the long term, you'll pay the price, because you'll always be where you are and you'll never move on. You'll never grow as a person if you keep allowing these things to control you. I hope this has been of help for you. I've gone on a little bit in this video. I have been trying to keep my videos shorter, but for some reason I just can't, and I do struggle to keep them shorter. But I hope this helped you. Please subscribe to my channel. Please, I'd really appreciate if you give me a thumbs up and like my video. And if you did watch to the end, I do generally appreciate your view. Like I say, please subscribe. All my channels, or most of my videos, are aimed at personal development. They're aimed at helping you help yourself. And I hope this video has helped you. Thank you.